Heroes, villains, sidekicks, welcome one and all to the third iteration of this episode 8 post show for the Umber Initiative.
Hi guys. Hi.
We're a little
Sad.
worse for wear at the moment.
A little drained.
We've done this post show about 10 minutes deep twice in a row.
Yep.
And it keeps corrupting.
This one should be good though.
This one should be good.
This one should be good.
I'm running on the beginning of side effects of a booster.
That's right. Now let the delirium sink in.
Yeah.
I'm sinking.
If you're-
I am sinking.
Thanks for paying us money.
Thank you for
Yeah.
paying us money.
This is the
Absolutely.
content you're paying us for. I hope you love it
Yes.
because
You are
we love
making
you.
our show better, and we appreciate that.
Mhm.
It's true. This is a crazy episode, guys.
Yeah.
It sure was.
It's a
Sure
crazy
was.
post show too.
Sure
We're gonna
was.
break right down over here. We start.
This
Yeah.
was Barrett #1.
It was
If
Barrett.
Barrett was
Yeah.
a
Yeah.
solo comic, this
Mhm.
would be the #1 issue that provides
Yes.
a lot of backstory for it.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I talked about my job. My
Yeah.
Yeah, like a
Your
first
real
date.
job.
Yeah.
Yeah. After a brief stunt with Mr. Sales, we have Barrett coming in with Angelica and Jordan. Forced to divulge all of his secrets. Almost
Yeah.
all.
Yeah,
A
I
portion of
talked
the
about Bleeding Edge, and I talked about what I do and why I'm here, and then I'm here to kill the girl.
What an asshole.
Kill the girl. Yeah, we have a reveal from Angelica as well to be part of the same organization.
Yeah. She works with me.
In a way.
You guys are
Anyways.
getting played.
Yeah, we
You can't
are.
lose if you're on both sides.
It's true.
Yeah, but you guys aren't on both sides.
Well, I want to kill her, and she
You
wants
and
to
her.
not kill her.
Yeah, that's
I mean-
both sides.
Yeah, but like you
Right.
guys aren't on both sides together.
True.
Yeah,
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
But
You're not like working
the
together to take
organization
down the organization.
as a
whole.
You're both working for the organization.
The
Yep.
organization.
Because
We all-
somebody is playing you
Yeah.
like
yes.
a violin.
I'm very curious to the larger intentions of Bleeding Edge. I can't wait to find that out.
You won't.
Ever.
Ever.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, I mean, we have 3 representatives from Bleeding Edge and Arcadian Haven.
Mhm.
And I would say all 3 of them are pretty wildly different.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
3 we
Yes.
know of.
All strapped.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All have different flying guns.
The flying guns.
Yeah.
It's interesting to see how Jordan's relationship with Barrett is going to change.
Mm.
Yeah.
result
it's-
of-
He finally
all this
knows what's
reveal.
up.
Yeah, it was fun. I've
I
said
was right.
a few times now before we were so rudely interrupted.
Mhm.
Jordan kind of was fact checking everybody in the room and finally got the whole truth.
Yeah.
And if things didn't go down the way that they did, I don't think everybody would have revealed their whole hands and
Yeah.
said that they were all part of Bleeding Edge.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there would definitely have been a huge impasse between Angelica and Barrett if you
Oh,
were
yeah.
not there.
Yeah,
they would have
oh,
just
yeah,
been
it
like,
would-
I'm not telling if you're not telling.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and then somebody would have stormed out. You would have kicked her out, and that would have been that. Then she would have been
Yeah.
over to Jordan's, and Jordan would have been like,
Jordan
What?
probably would have never found out anything about Barrett.
Yeah.
probably not.
Not at all.
I'm glad you were there for that scene.
Yeah.
That made it really good.
Yeah, it was really satisfying to be the fly on the wall in that situation.
I'm glad you explicitly didn't listen to Barrett, who said stay away.
yeah,
Yeah.
and
I better go see what's up.
well, in the weird sketchy phone call, I found out the truth about what was going on because Barrett picked up what I was putting down and gave me answers as I kind of requested them, and I knew he wasn't home, so I kind of was staying away because I went to his house. I was on my way to his house anyway, but now that I knew that he wasn't there, I definitely was going to his house because I
Yeah.
wanted to see what his house was left behind like.
Mm.
Because I didn't know what went on that led him out of this situation where
Yeah.
he's kind of being like.
That house is definitely bugged, bro.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
But like it was like the whole like make the hostage read the prompt and send out the video kind of situation,
Right.
Yeah.
you know, and that it felt so obvious that I knew something fishy was going on.
Mm-hmm.
So I initially wanted to go into the house so I could try to find out more info about him, honestly.
Mm.
Like I wanted to get in that front door so I could check around and see what I could figure out about Barrett.
Doing your own snooping.
Yeah, and I was kind of glad that it
Bunch
didn't
of
go
creeps.
that way.
Yeah.
Mm.
See, failure can lead to opportunity.
Success.
Yeah,
Yeah,
for sure,
yeah,
for
yeah.
sure.
So, we have that scene go down. Very important scene between the 3. We learn about a lot about Angelica.
Yeah, hell yeah.
And a lot about Barrett.
Yes.
You know,
Good old nuns with guns.
nuns with guns. So,
Beautiful.
but we split away from that eventually to have a scene at the diner the next day.
That tense scene. I honestly thought that Mr. Sales was just gonna like shoot the place up.
I did too.
I honestly did.
Yeah.
I was like, he's gonna see Arabella and he's gonna like lose it or something. He's just gonna go
Get the
for
Yeah,
it.
he's gonna jump on the table and just fucking Uzi the room.
I'm
Yeah.
offended
again.
that you would. He's such a gentleman.
Oh yeah. The
In
most
his jorts.
gentlemanly.
Yeah.
He freaked me out when he started talking about what he knew about Jordan, because I've been kind of trying to like figure out exactly what is known about Jordan to the general public. Because of the way like his crash and whatever, like I'm sure like there were details about the whole situation that were buried, and then the convenient timing of the invasion and all that
Sure.
shit. It just kind of like he wasn't like Jordan was never
Fell through the cracks.
Yeah, he wasn't relevant enough to like be celebrated when he
Yeah,
returned.
absolutely, 100%.
So it was.
But it made sense that anybody who would like look into it would know the
Yeah,
name. They'd
right.
see
come
the name.
across
you know?
him,
It's not like
yeah.
you were erased from
right. Yeah,
history.
it's like looking up like the names of like minor.
Any other astronaut?
Yeah, minor
besides
astronauts that were
Yeah.
involved in big missions that aren't famous. Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was nice having to meet the two of you. See how that went.
Was it really nice?
I liked it. I thought it was nice. You have to taste the best sandwich in town.
Yeah.
I loved it.
It was a good scene. It was.
Yeah.
And then he would
Incredibly
promptly,
tense.
promptly sneak off into the bathroom
To cut
only to
the
go cut the
brakes.
brakes of your truck.
Yeah,
I'm
that-
surprised you guys let him out of your sights, honestly.
Yeah, we shouldn't have.
I was
We
very
should've
shocked.
known
I was
better.
expecting somebody to like do something.
Yeah, it'd be like
Yeah.
This Joker ass motherfucker.
bitch.
Shouldn't have done it.
But then we also did Arabella went into the. Well, okay, so now we have a really important scene with Arabella and Jordan,
Yeah.
where you kind of came clean.
Mm-hmm.
You came
Yeah.
out and you were just like, hey, like, it's time like to like tell you Arabella like
Yeah.
everything.
Yeah.
Because like you demanded, you were like, hey, listen, you guys gotta trust me.
Right.
This isn't cool anymore.
Yeah. Well, Jordan finally had most of the facts, and he finally had some validation for the things that he was saying about what he knew about Arabella.
Mhm.
And being able to finally come clean and kind of try to direct Arabella to the truth was really satisfying. I could just finally be blatant, and Jordan needed that this whole time.
It's definitely going to change the dynamic pretty harshly now that all the cards are on the table, especially after the car incident
Yeah.
being like, because at first Arabella's like, no, that's not true, you're making it up, like, she's been kept in the dark so long that it's like you're just saying that, and then especially with Mother Adele kind of backing her up and being like, no, you were home, you were here, like, everything's good, like, that gaslighting.
Yeah, just getting covered up.
Yeah, and then after, like, the car incident, she's like, they're trying to kill me.
The funniest thing about the whole, like, situation to me about Arabella is, like, she sees all the things that Barrett is capable of, and she sees that, like, Jordan has superhuman capabilities, and she still doesn't believe that she does too.
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing, because
Yeah.
she did acknowledge, like, oh, well, I know, I do.
The line
Yeah.
about the wings.
Yeah.
And stuff.
They're
but-
like, yeah, I know something's weird, something's going on, especially because, like, not only is she just tiptoeing into, I just found out I could do this random thing, I could fly, or I can, like, heal, or I can do a force field, and don't tell me.
No, you
Okay, I just saw you
Totally
lean in, I
a
was
little
like,
shifty there.
please God, no.
We're very used to that look by now.
And just tiptoeing into that along with, like, there's a whole nother dimension as well.
Yep.
And then being told, like, you're not really, like, doing so hot,
You're not the person you think you are.
Right.
Completely.
Exactly, and being told otherwise than what she's literally been told.
Yeah.
This
I-
whole
There's
time.
gonna be like a crossroads coming by for her
Right.
very soon. I think.
Definitely.
Whether it's like, I mean, do you trust now you know more about Barrett, like you know that he's like been looking at you with a fucking
Right.
sniper. This assassination attempt just
Right.
happened with you. Like, how much was Barrett involved in that, if at all? Like,
Yeah.
You know?
Hey, shit, it was his car.
Yeah, it was his
Yeah,
car.
yeah.
And now these guys who you barely know are telling you that, like, oh, these people who you love and who have loved you are fucking
Right.
like they're hiding something and all that. Like, how do you possibly deal with this
Yeah.
as any human being?
Yeah,
Like,
I can't wait until our next like forced team interaction, because this is gonna be weird.
Oh
It's
my
been
God.
weird
It's gonna be
every
different.
time. It's been weird every
Yeah,
time,
true.
but it just keeps like progressively getting worse.
see what's
Yeah.
fucked up too is like you can't even like as a viewer be like, oh, obviously like Barrett's the right choice. He's the other player character. He's a
Right.
good guy. It's
Uh-huh.
like he literally just said this episode like a dozen times. Like, my goal is to kill.
Right,
Yeah.
exactly.
Like, yeah.
It's like even though
Yeah.
you were Barrett was like showing a little bit of emotion and maybe even like a little remorse for
Mhm.
like having to deal with like, you know, his boss killing a bunch of people or
Yeah.
even you like Barrett killing people.
Yeah.
And then he's like, "No, but I would definitely kill her if it came down to it."
Yeah, because
So you're like,
yeah.
"Are you okay?"
Obviously, like the way I play Barrett, he's not too afraid to kill. He doesn't want to kill innocent people.
Sure.
Or that's not like his thing.
Yeah,
Um,
it's crazy. It's like, yeah, you know, he never wants to kill an innocent person, but he doesn't go to the cops when he just saw 2 people get gunned
We don't
down.
call
Right.
the cops.
Yeah.
We don't call
Yeah.
the cops around here.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like because he has to follow orders.
Right,
And, like,
exactly.
It hasn't really been dived into, but obviously there's a reason why he can't
Mhm.
stop following orders.
Mhm.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, it's definitely interesting to see like the dynamic, and especially after you broke in to that. I do have to say, I really liked the brother Lewis coming after the car accident, and being like, "Nah, you're done." Like,
Yeah,
Yeah.
that
Mm-hmm.
was that was an incredibly interesting interaction because it makes it hard to decide what to do next, you know, because like it's if Jordan shows up at the compound with Lewis around, it's going to cause a scene,
Mhm.
and that'll be something interesting to deal with. That's definitely going to happen.
yeah.
I don't want to say too much about it at the moment because I know it's going to happen.
and then
Yeah.
Barrett breaking into the
Mhm,
compound and
mhm.
getting caught.
getting caught.
Pretty,
Yeah, I did get
pretty
caught.
red-handed.
It was botched. It was botched.
I mean, you
That's
didn't,
gonna have
you didn't
consequences.
do it
also.
subtly.
You
No,
were
I
just
mean,
like
somebody was
trying to
doing
shut
it.
the door.
I
and you were
don't
like,
have like
"Bet,
lock
I'm sorry."
picks.
Yeah.
I
It's all
don't
good.
really have a subtle way to do it. So I was like, all right, gotta do what I gotta do. But I really liked Lewis in this episode
Mm.
because he's like noticed, hey, there's a lot happening right now, and I know
You
have
should
it.
have had the scarf.
the stealth
The
scarf.
+2
Oh,
bonus
yeah.
to stealth rolls.
Yeah, but the way he was like, Jordan and Arabella, I don't want you two seeing each other anymore, and then like he's seeing me, he's like, you're not spending another day in this town. Like he's just trying to make it like go away.
Yeah.
Right.
He's such a dad.
Yeah.
You know, like
Yeah, he's like, this is stopping.
yeah, he's
Yeah.
the dad
He's
that
big
just
brother.
caught the
Yeah.
2 like teenage boys that are corrupting his daughter.
And
You're
it's-
out of here.
It definitely
Yeah.
reinforces that like that family
Yeah,
that
that forced
Arabella
family dynamic.
created.
yeah.
At the compound, especially with the movie night or like, you know,
Mm-hmm.
and you just there's so much mystery around Adele, and especially like I said before previously in the scene with Angelica, and you know, and Adele kind of almost acknowledges that something's there but without saying anything, and so it kind of makes you think like, all right, she definitely has some motive, but God knows what it is, like, or
Yeah.
what she's tied to or not tied to.
Yeah, you know, I'm very curious to see what you guys think is the deal with Adele
Yeah,
and
yeah.
the whole compound. Like, I wonder what your speculations are to like why, what is
Yeah.
their deal? You know?
Yeah, I have theories. We didn't get a door scene today.
No,
We didn't get the
Nope.
the dark dank door.
there's a
Dark
time
dank.
and a place for dark dank door.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
D2D.
The radiant red light.
Yeah.
Door to dankness.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a whole other fucking can of worms.
Yeah.
yeah.
It's the bridge between worlds.
Yeah.
Roland North showed up.
Yeah, he
right.
did.
Another
Incredibly
small little
briefly.
setup.
Yes.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I
so
wonder
that-
what that might be.
that could mean a bunch
I
of
know
things.
that's so like
You know, it's interesting what you guys choose to investigate and what you guys don't.
Mhm.
Like what you pass up on and what you guys in place of like take. You know,
Right.
so
Yeah.
it's cool seeing
like
these different plot threads.
prioritizing,
Yeah,
just
exactly.
like, okay, are we gonna do this or how are we gonna deal with this? Like, yeah, it definitely is.
And we have Jordan saying goodbye to Natalie.
Yeah.
A little kiss.
Yeah. I didn't want to end the episode without pulling things back to like her involvement and everything, because after what Jordan did to Sales, it's only natural to assume that he's going to start investigating Jordan. And the easiest way to investigate him is to find out that he's been seeing a therapist and then go after said therapist.
Yep.
So it was another situation of putting all the cards on the table, kind of, you know, and it felt like the right thing to do in that situation.
And hopefully it worked out.
Yeah,
Find out.
I don't expect her to leave, but I don't expect Jordan to ignore her either.
Yeah, I feel like things are gonna go down next week.
Oh my
Yeah.
I have a
gosh,
feeling.
yeah.
I gotta say, I said it last run through before we got corrupted and messed up, but I've never felt more powerful in any campaign we've played than when I had Sales by the throat.
Yeah.
Because I had everything in my hand at that moment. I could just fucking...
Could have popped him like a zit.
Yep.
Yeah.
Maybe I should have, but
Yeah.
about
Find
45
out.
minutes or so beforehand, Jordan said he didn't want to kill anybody. And everyone's
don't wanna kill
morality
you.
is kind of being drawn
Yeah.
right now.
Shoot, what was I gonna say? I like the phone thing. How you lost your phone.
Yeah,
Oh,
And
yeah,
then it
that's
had
so fun.
repercussions later. You're like, I don't have my phone. Like, fuck.
Yeah, it was
the
it was
whole
really
beginning
fun.
there where Arabella totally just obliviously ruined that plan, like just completely threw Barrett under the bus,
Right.
like without realizing
Yep.
it. Got his phone confiscated
Yeah.
by the
No,
teacher.
that was terrible.
and it was
Yeah,
really- it
which
was-
like also kind of like is on par with like, hey, if you're not gonna tell her stuff, then like you gotta deal with the
Just
consequences
so
of that.
dangerously naive.
Yeah.
Yes.
But now she knows.
Yeah.
Now she knows.
Yeah.
It's really fun to see things that happen have immediate consequences within the same
Yeah.
episode of these things happening.
Yep.
And in
Yep.
such a natural way, like you totally forgot about it until it was relevant, and
Yeah.
it just
You're like,
it
ah.
totally derailed your plan.
My
It was great.
my real reaction was my character's reaction.
Yeah,
And I
just
was
like,
oh no.
I love when that happens.
Yeah.
You really can't get any more genuine than that.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
yeah, you don't have a phone in game.
Yeah.
Very nice.
something great about losing yourself in the roleplay.
Yeah.
Yeah, honestly.
I also really liked it, like, because for a lot of that, I got to see the interaction between Barrett and Jordan, and like just talking about the whole situation in the absence of Arabella, and so it's kind of fun being like, I hear you talking shit, but like,
Yeah.
but like, like knowing what's going on, but like not knowing what's going on,
Sometimes it's hard to keep track of what you know as a player versus what you
Yeah.
know as a character.
That's
true,
definitely
that's
what I'm
true,
trying to
yeah.
juggle with Arabella,
Yeah.
really, because I also don't want to be like I said previously, but I don't want to be that player who's like, oh, that's just what she will do. That's exactly like if you are that person who's like,
No, but
I'm gonna kill you because that's what my character would do. Like, come on, dude.
you're playing that in a much less nefarious way.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
I with things like, the phone being like, hey, got a weird text, like having that tie into, well, we're not on the same page, that's not Arabella, even though I might know it, Arabella doesn't know it.
Right.
And there's all this information that like I want to be like, but all this stuff, and just having to sit quietly and be like, things are great, is definitely more difficult when I'm out of the loop.
But everyone's on the same page now, and I think it'll make a much more interesting dynamic, or it'll change the dynamic a ton.
Yes.
It's definitely kickstarting.
Yeah, yeah.
8 episodes in now.
Things are going
Kickstarting
down.
something.
Things are going down.
We're revving up the engine here.
Uh-huh.
I don't know where we were at episode 8.
I was gonna say, like,
Huh?
how many
Look it up.
episodes do you think this season will be? Because usually we're like 30 episodes. Usually our seasons are like 30
Oh,
episodes ish.
We're still a long ways away.
Yeah. I'm like, are we like a third? Is this gonna be like reaching like the
I
halfway
can't even
point?
imagine that we're a third of them.
Yeah, honestly, we've barely
There's
scratched
so
the surface of the
much, yeah.
umbrella.
Yeah.
There's so much.
If we even fucking survive getting
I am-
there again.
I am very curious to see if that call worked.
Oh yeah, with Raj.
Yeah, because, you know, there's so much we still don't know about the Umbra and how it works, and even how, like, the bygones that we all have work,
Yep.
because there's no way to know.
Yeah.
Right.
Episode 8 of Campaign 1 was a drag episode.
Oh!
Really?
That was
where
fun.
Realize just in drag
Yep.
for the
Yeah,
That
yeah,
felt
yeah, I
so further
remember.
in.
yeah.
That felt way
I
further
think
in.
that's the one where Jackie stabbed, or tried to stab V, too.
Yeah,
That's the
'cause
one-
that's
was
where the
that-
pillars
That was the end of the
Yeah.
episode.
Is that the one
Yeah.
where I came in at the end, or was that the one I missed that episode? I wasn't there for the drag.
It was either that,
episode.
yeah, it was 8 or 9 where all
Yeah.
the pillar stuff happened.
Yeah.
I think it was 8, but I don't know.
Yeah, I wasn't there for that one.
So we're pretty, like, maybe a little slower, but I can't imagine by much.
I like the pace of this campaign.
Yeah,
though.
me
It fits
too.
the setting. You know?
Yeah.
It's definitely a lot to digest, but in a good way. Like, in a way that's like, I gotta figure this out. Like,
Yeah,
I gotta
yeah.
figure out what's going on.
Yeah,
I
gotta
it's-
get in
it's
there.
It's a comfortable pace. It's fast, but it's not kind of at the same time. It's hard to describe. It
You're
feels
getting a
right.
lot of good information while still leaving out key points.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and you're
Yeah.
learning it with the characters, which is the most important part.
Yeah.
That's the tabletop RPGs, baby.
It is.
All right, thank you for joining us for the episode 8 post show for the Umbra Initiative. Thank you for supporting us on Patreon. It means the world to us.
Guys,
You are making our
Absolutely.
show better
You
by
gave us-
supporting us.
Yeah, you gave us money. You're keeping the lights on, dude.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah,
Thanks.
keeping
Thanks,
the
guy.
internet bill paid.
Thanks, bro.
You're keeping these episodes coming, so thank
Yeah,
you.
you really are.
Preach the gospel. That is the Umbra Initiative.
Preach.
Tell your friends.
Bye.